Hey guys, so this is going to be my video entry for Marie Gifford's 100 subscriber giveaway, celebration, contest, whatever you want to call it. I came across Marie's channel through the breadcrumbs left by the Border Geek, which as I'm exploring more of YouTube, I'm discovering is more and more of a common thing. Basically, one channel introduces you to another and pretty soon you have a pretty long list of subscriptions. If you're unfamiliar with either the Border Geek or Marie's channels, I will go ahead and link them below. You should definitely check them out if you're interested in things like unboxings or reviews of collectible items, specifically if you have kind of a bent towards the geek or nerd fandoms. Marie's got some stuff on there for kind of the horror crowd, if you're interested in that. And then the Border Geek's got some stuff on collectibles. So if you're interested in either of those, definitely check out their channels. But in the meantime, Marie, in honor of her 100 subscriber mile marker, has initiated essentially a contest or a giveaway where she's asked participants to answer 5 questions, and if they want extra entries, to actually do that in a video format. So that's what I'm doing. Question number 1 from Marie was, what is your favorite food or restaurant, or some variation combination thereof? I'm very fortunate to actually live in the San Francisco Bay Area, which has a lot of different cultures and exposure to different types of cuisines. So we actually have a lot of favorites. It kind of just depends on what we're in the mood for. But one of our favorites is a gathering spot in Sunnyvale, California, called Dish Dash. Dish Dash is a Mediterranean, Middle Eastern type of cuisine. Things like kebabs and falafel and shawarma and hummus and tabbouleh, if you're familiar with any of those. And what we also like about it is not only is it great food, but it's just a really nice atmosphere. It's always busy. It's a great gathering spot. It's where we tend to have a lot of our birthday or other types of celebrations. So usually when we go, there's a lot of us. In the back area of their restaurant is where they have a lot of their banquet tables. And because we usually end up going to the restaurant in a group of, 10 or 12, we usually end up back there, and it's beautiful glass lanterns hanging from the ceiling. It's just a really fun atmosphere. Next question was, who is my favorite superhero or supervillain? I never really got into comics as a kid. I'm only now as an adult kind of starting to generate an appreciation for them. So if we're talking straight up like comic book superhero, supervillain, I don't really have a preference. If we're kind of going broader than that, I would have to say my number 1 favorite villain is, and probably always will be, Darth Vader. I love Star Wars in and of itself. That's probably one of my number 1 fandoms, if you're going to categorize it. So Darth Vader will always be top on my list as far as that's concerned. And if I had to pick kind of a traditional superhero, I would probably go with Superman, only because Christopher Reeve as Superman kind of has a soft spot in my heart. Next question was favorite horror movie. My preference, or my preferred, I guess, horror genre, ghosty, paranormal, possession types of things. So if we're going to pick number 1 film, it's got to be the first horror movie that I can remember actually seeing in the theater, which was Poltergeist at age 8 with my mom and my brother. And I've seen it many, many times since then, and there are still scenes that will raise the hairs on the back of my neck. And it is definitely one of those movies that spooks me, even though I've seen it multiple times. So Poltergeist has got to be my favorite horror film. Question was favorite musician or band. I have a pretty wide-ranging collection as far as music is concerned, but apparently I'm into nostalgia because my favorite band is and has been for decades the very first concert I ever went to, which was Hall & Oates, Daryl Hall and John Oates. which surprises a lot of people when I tell them that. But as a 12-year-old going to their concerts, it was, you know, all about that 80s, early 90s Hall & Oates stuff, the stuff that you still hear on the radio even now and what they're mostly known for. But as I've gotten older, I've grown much more appreciative of their talents, not only together in terms of the music that they create, but also the songs that they write for themselves as well as others, and also great respect for them as individual musicians in addition to them as a duo. My Philly boys, my blue-eyed soul, I really love it. Anyway, final question from Marie was best Christmas gift either given or received this year. And this is kind of a twofold answer with a story. A few years ago, my roommate and I came across a vendor at an art fair who was selling metal sculptures that they had created out of recycled materials. And their general themes tend to gravitate towards sci-fi and pop culture. And so we had found there a statue of Boba Fett, and it was him in an attack position with his gun raised, and she got that for her boyfriend. And the year after that, when we went back to that same fair, we actually found for a friend of ours an alien statue that we got her for Christmas, which was beloved and generates all kinds of comments even today when people see it on her shelf. This year, or technically I guess last year, I decided that when we went back to this fair again, if the vendor was there, I'd already taken care of all of my Christmas gifts that were, you know, major gifts. I was like, if that vendor is there, I'm going to get something for myself, because I've loved seeing all of the stuff every year, and I'm usually getting them the gifts for other people, so this time I'm gonna get something for myself. Some of the sculptures, they do range a little bit pricey, so I was like, okay, I can go ahead and get something small. They've done like small versions of R2-D2 and the Minions and that sort of thing. I was like, I'll just pick up something small just to kind of add to my collection. Immediately I found a small Wall-E, a sculpture of Wall-E from Disney's Pixar film, and he was adorable. He sat in the palm of my hand, and he was about $20–$25, and I was like, perfect, this is great. I held on to him while I was looking at the other stuff and wanted to make sure nobody was gonna come by and steal my Wall-E. Then I turned around and I spotted something that was more than I had intended to pay, but when I found it, I was like, I didn't want it, I needed it. So that earlier question about superheroes, supervillains, if I could pick a spaceship as my superhero, it would be the Millennium Falcon. I am a big Star Wars fan, as I mentioned, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I just love this ship so much. I have a watch, Millennium Falcon, I have shirts, I have decals, I have keychains. The Millennium Falcon is just my thing. So I saw this. It was more than I was intending to pay, but it needed to come home with me. And what I really love about it too, if you can see on there, the nut and bolt configuration here, this actually unscrews from the base. So if you wanted to display it in a different way, or if you wanted to rotate it on the base in a different manner, you could. You could also remove it from the base entirely, which is totally fine. Yeah, so I ended up spending a little bit more than I had intended to on this Christmas gift to myself, but it sits in a very prominent space on my shelf in the living room, and I see it every day, and it brings me great joy, and I just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it like crazy. And then on Christmas morning, under my tree, under my figurative tree, because we didn't really have a tree, but under my tree, there was a gift from my roommate. She got me the Wall-E. I'm not entirely sure how that worked out, but she got me my Wall-E. I ended up having both for this Christmas. So Wally actually now sits on the shelf above my Millennium Falcon, and I just love them both. So that is my best Christmas gift, and I think it might end up being one of my favorite Christmas gifts for many, many years to come. So anyway, those are my answers to the questions, and I'm sure this is going to be longer than most of the other videos that are out there, but I hope you enjoyed it. Marie, congratulations on your 100 subscribers. I can see that you are already well on your way to much more than that. So let's keep this ball rolling, and if you are not a subscriber of Marie's and you're watching this video, you need to head over to her channel, subscribe, and do your own entry, and let's keep this subscription ball rolling. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a good day.